Hello.
I'm so nervous.
It's all right.
Why I'm so nervous?
It's our first time, just so you know. It's our first time. And it'll be a moment that many years later we'll come back and watch ourselves and laugh. So it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
uh,
Welcome to Lost and Found.
My name is Ron, and I'm 27 years old. I am currently working as an apprentice carpenter, and this is my friend Ryland. We met online. Ryland?
Hello, I'm Ryland, and I'm a student from Sichuan Fine Art Institute majoring in animation, and I am about to graduate in June next year. And right now I'm thinking about changing my career, so I'm preparing for the postgraduate entrance examination. So wish me good luck. I have channel on Bilibili. Both of us have a channel on Bilibili, and mine called Leaking Pipe.
And mine's called Run With Me. And that's where we met. Actually, we met on that platform, and I was a big fan of Ryland because he's already a way bigger star than me, and I started watching his video first, and I really liked him, and you know that's why I approached him, and I was like, this guy's cool. We share similar interests. We have the same background. You know, we're both from the same community, and so I started talking to him, and yeah, we instantly clicked. And one day I was like, hey Ryland, do you wanna try this thing? You know, do you wanna do this podcast thing? And he's like, sure. So here we are, and that brought us to the reason why we started this podcast. Do you want to talk about it? Why do we want to start this podcast?
It's just a simple reason. I want to be a billionaire, and 我觉得自媒体的话，现在是对年轻人来说是一个门槛比较低的，而且比较快速进入行业的方式，所以我觉得选择这个渠道很好。然后刚好你也提出来了，然后觉得OK, can do this.
Yeah, that's a valid reason. Why I wanted to start the podcast, being rich is like part of the reason, but also, when I first started my own channel, I never thought that I could get so much feedback from people, positive feedback. When I started my channel, I was in a bad place. I was depressed, I was angry, I was sad, I was in a dark place. But one day I was listening to this guy called Buck Angel. He is like the OG transsexual man in the States. He's like the first ever trans guy who underwent the top surgery, basically. And at that time, his doctor didn't know what to do with him, and basically kind of did an experiment on him, like kind of used him as a guinea pig. And it was at that time I was listening to he was doing lives on Instagram, and I would listen to him every night because he would talk. I just enjoyed listening to him, and he's such an inspirational guy. He's like 57 or something, but he would always tell like younger generation of trans kids, be like, you know who you are, you know what you are, and don't get stuck in the narrative of this is all I am, because you are so much more than this identity, right? This is only gonna be like 1.1% of who you are. You're gonna achieve so much more in your life. You know, you're gonna get a job, you're gonna get a family, you're gonna have friends, and you have so much things to do in life instead of just being a trans guy. And that really hit me because at that time I was so depressed. When you're in a depressed, you're kind of in this negative loop that you just cannot get out. And just hearing him talking on the phone, you know, through the phone to me every night, I I was like, yeah, I gotta do something. And once you start doing something, and then I went to find a job. Once you start working, you remember how Jordan Peterson was talking about, for someone who's depressed, you gotta get a routine, because if you don't have a routine, your body is fucked, and if your body is fucked, your mind is fucked. So that really changed me. I started working. I have the routine every day. I get up at a certain time, and slowly I've gaining myself back, and I have more strength. I can eat more, and I can exercise, and I have and I started my own channel, and I started just telling the truth, basically. I think that's the most important thing. Like, remember I was telling you about, nowadays it's not about creating content, it's about documenting. People want to watch your journey, right? The process of making who you are. And I thought that's a really good idea, so I started recording about my transition, not only my transition, like my personal growth as well. Like, I've changed my career. I've went to trade school, and I started this new job, this new career, and I recorded everything because I want to show people the true authentic self. And I think that's what's inspiring, not like, because I'm not that creative, but just by documenting my life and how I grow as a person and how I speak the truth can be inspiring. And in fact, I did, and that's why I've been getting feedback from my audience and saying, like, thank you for sharing your journey, and that's really inspiring. That make me think, because the way you live your life just makes me think, and I feel privileged to inspire people, and the constant positive feedback really gives me a boost to move on in my life, and just to like make me want to be a better person. And that's part of the reason why I want to start this podcast, because I want to be an influencer, and I think making an impact on a stranger's life can be really satisfying. That's why, that's my reason.
That sounds great. My channel is mainly about LGBT plus stuff, because I'm trans man too, and I've known that I'm trans since I was like first grade in primary school, and I'm always proud to be trans. 就是说，就我从小生活的环境就是非常开放的，我觉得这些东西没有什么大事儿，就是后来，但是我长大了之后发现，大家的生活环境跟我不一定是一模一样的。就我听说跟我住的同城的另一个孩子，然后他们学校就跟我们公交车坐过去就3分钟的样子，但是他在学校就会因为这个事儿被同学欺负，然后我就觉得，我想要站出来，然后让大家能够认识到这么一个群体的存在。然后当大家认识到了，他就会开始来了解你，不管是正面的还是负面的，都会对整个群体有一定的好处，就是我的一点小英雄情节吧。然后不过我现在觉得，如果我全部都讨论的是关于跨性别的东西的话，就跟你之前说的一样，就是我们生活不只是跨性别，我们还有很多很多的方面。我们生活，因为我们是个人，就是跨性别只是我们生活的一小部分。所以我后来就打算给那个频道转个型，就是我们多聊一聊关于个人成长啊，还有我生活当中的事情，然后记录一下。
Yeah, I remember you talking about the kid, like the kid who lives close to you, but he had an entire different view of the world just because the school
he's not a kid, he's older than you. That in a group chat he was talking about the trans guys should just live in shadow.
Really?
Because Yeah, you didn't watch that video?
No.
Oh, that guy is he sells testosterone to little kid, even under 18, and he
Wait,
has a
what?
piece of
Who?
trash.
Wait, what? Do I know him?
You probably have heard him before.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay. Let's not. Actually, my mom loves your channel. Like, she's always like, hey, you remember that kid? Do you talk to him? I like him. I like what my mom actually watches your video, surprisingly, and she likes you because she's like, look, this happy kid. He's also a trans guy, and he's cute, and yeah, and I think, see, like, even parents watch your video. You never know who's watching, and my mom just could be any, like, my mom's watching and she's just an example, right? Maybe many other parents are watching your videos, and you could really make a difference in a child's life. So you're doing great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean it. So I wanna talk about why 为什么我们叫这个我们的 podcast 叫 Lost and Found。
这个名字的话，最开始是你想出来的，然后我从那个里面就是看那几个名字的话，我觉得这个东西就是让我想到一个小短片，就是当时那个皮克斯还是迪士尼出的一个叫那个 Lost and Found， 就是小朋友把那个东西全部都放在那个盒子里面，然后讲的就是一个 bully 他小时候不是太快乐的童年。然后我觉得其实也有一点应景的，就是感觉我们好像就是作为跨性别的话，童年的时候会失去一些东西。然后至少我觉得我的童年就是没有一种比较理想的状态。还有一点呢，就是我觉得在人生的现在这个阶段，我也是处于一个迷茫期，我就想Lost and Found 就是希望我能在做这个事情的当中，然后慢慢的找到我自己的感觉，做人的感觉啊之类的。What about you?
Yeah, same. Actually, same. That name just popped up in my mind without like thinking too much about it. But then after it came up, I was like, that's the one. That's the one, because we have been lost, and just not just like speaking from us, from a trans guy's perspective, but also just from a perspective of any human being, right? Because we're people. We all have been feeling lost, and maybe we made a mistake, maybe we didn't realize who we are, but we're all on this journey of searching for ourselves and looking for happiness, and I hope, throughout the process of watching us and growing with us, and we can build this thing together, we can really create something great. So yeah, I love this name.
Yeah.
It's a catchy name. So
I think no matter we're developing our channel on Bilibili or we're making this podcast, it's a journal for us. Journey.
it is a journal. It's a journey, and it's also a journal, but in a video form. Yeah, definitely. So
that's a great name.
Thanks. So the next thing I want to talk about is, where are we in terms of life? Well, I can start first. I was gonna tell you about this. I was watching some videos, and then that kind of I was watching a video yesterday. It was a girl. Her name is Jenica, and she's from the Philippines. And so it was an old video. It's like 3 years old. So like the video started by just her showing pictures and videos of her and her boyfriend. It was really sweet, you know, like all those happy memories, like a collage of video, and then there was the background music was, I think it was You're My Sunshine. It's like kind of happy but kind of sad. And then so it's, oh, this is just a sweet couple. So I was watching and watching till the very end. The last screenshot was her boyfriend laying in a coffin, and I was like, what the and yeah, man, I was so sad, because, and then I quickly googled what happened. So basically 3 years ago, Jenica met this boy, I think his name is Franco. They fell in love with each other, and they're so happy. And one day Jenica booked a trip with her boyfriend to this island, and they went on a boat trip, and some tragedy happened. Unfortunately, her boyfriend died, but she lived. Like, imagine the survivor's guilt. But it's been 3 years, and I've been following her Instagram, right? And like every month she would bring flowers to her boyfriend's graveyard and take pictures and write something sweet, you know, just as a memorizing her boyfriend for the past 3 years. Every single month. I was like, wow. And that video really triggered me to not triggered, well, yeah, kind of brought some of the old memories of mine back. And I started digging through my old journals, you know, thinking about my first relationship, my first love. And funny thing is, I was reading through my old journals. I see myself writing down so much negativity. My whole blog, I had a blog only viewable to myself, and it was full of negativity. I was shocked. I was like, this is written by me? I can't believe it. Like everything, 所有的说什么，所有的日志, everything was so full of hatred, pessimism, cynicism, resentment towards myself, towards the world. It was like, it's like I hated myself so much, and I was not happy. I was still in college when I wrote all those journals. I was not happy. I was depressed. I had no friends. And because that first relationship really broke me, right? And I didn't date anyone for the entire college, for the entire time when I was in college. And I was like, wow, one can really change over the course of 10 years, right? It's been 10 years it's almost been 10 years since I came here. And what a change, right? What a change. And I asked myself this question: why was I so negative? Why did I hate myself so much? Is it only because of the breakup, or is it because that I didn't know who I am? I couldn't find a way to reach my inner peace because I was still in a female's body. And I think part of the reasons could be that. Because it is true that after I transitioned, my life got so much better fundamentally. But still, I was still kind of, you know, on and off every now and then. But fundamentally, my life changed for the better. And yeah, that really, I feel like, wow, you know, like searching for oneself can take a long time. And some people never never manage to do that. And some people just like, they keep being miserable for the rest of their life. It's sad, you know? And just because I don't know about you, but I get a lot of personal messages, like private messages from my followers, from my subscribers, and there's like people from all over the place, right? From all over the world, and they will write to me as if, do you remember, like when I was watching Jordan Peterson, he said, "Wow, man, when I was doing those speeches, like overseas, when I went to Europe or whichever country that I've never been to, people would just come up to me, like when I was walking down in the street, and people would just, random stranger, come up to me, and they'll be like, Dr. Peterson, thank you for changing my life, and this is how my life was like. I was this it. I was sad, you know, all this bad story. And then after I watched you, I changed my behavior. I straightened my life. You know, I keep my shit together, and all of a sudden my life got better." And Peterson was like, "Wow, when the stranger just came up to me and tell me such an intimate story within like 10 seconds, that's something he never experienced, and he felt great, actually, right? He felt great, and that's a great feeling, actually. You can't explain this. A stranger just do that, and to me, I have similar experience. Although I'm not as wise as him, I'm not as smart as him, I'm not as big as him, but in my little world, in my little community, I do have a lot of people who write to me and be like, "Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for talking about the things you talk about." And actually, there's one time this kid, I think he's like 14, 15, he said, I just watched a video. I'm also a trans guy. Well, I think I am also a trans guy. I also want to do all the things that you have done, but I don't have the courage to do it. And I'm so depressed, and I'm suicidal, and I want to die. But I watched I find you, and I don't want to die anymore. I don't want to kill myself just because of you. And I think that's something that really changed me, like that really changed who I am in a good way, because I was like, wow, a total stranger came to me and said, what you did stopped me from killing myself. I mean, that's something, right? That's something. So yeah, what I was talking about, where we are in terms of life, right? So I was in a bad place, and I did something. I changed myself physically and mentally, and I'm in a better place. Not perfect, because nothing's perfect, but I'm better compared to myself, because like Jordan Peterson said, compare to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else today. And I think that makes sense, right? Because you can only compare to yourself and make reasonable judgment. So yeah, and that was me, negative, miserable. Yeah, and now this is me now. I'm not happy all the time. I'm not pumped all the time, but I think life has a meaning to me now, at least, which is to adopt personal responsibility, which is what I'm doing, which is what I have been doing. And it's a hard practice. It's a difficult task, actually. Just this last month, I was about to quit again because, life happens, shit happens. We are being evicted from the house we're living, and I hate to be in this place where I have to find a new place. Like, I feel like, I'm always, like, I don't have a stable place to live, and whenever you start this one negative thought, you just go down the rabbit hole really quick, and I start feeling depressed again. I was like, oh, I hate my work because I'm always tired. I'm always in pain, and I had this one of my friend. I got him the job in the same company, but he quit after a month because this job is just not for him. It's too much. And at that moment, I was like, fuck, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of people who can just be like, oh, fuck it, I don't want it, I'm out. Yeah, I don't care what kind of responsibility I have to take for myself in order to live in this world. I don't give a fuck if I'm not happy. I'm out. Like, I was like, I'm jealous, but I can't because I have bills to pay. I have student loan to pay, and I have the responsibility to take care of myself, and which is a big responsibility, you know. So yeah, this is where I am, I guess. In terms of life, I'm still working. I had that thought for like a minute, and then I'm like, no, I have to keep working, because what am I gonna do? Just quit? That's not an option. Yeah, that's not an option, right? You can't just quit. So that's where I am.
My life is way lot easier compared to yours. I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, whether I have clothes to wear. I don't worry about getting I can live in this comfortable room with my parents, and I even got an air conditioner. I feel comfortable, but I used to be a very happy kid. 就是在我上大概小学的时候吧，就是全班出了名的心态好。当时我们每天就是下课的时候会听写那个英文单词，别的小孩就是老师每天听写10个，如果他错了一个2、3个，他就会很生气，就觉得自己今天没有记住这些词儿啊。但是我呢，就是每天我看I got one right, yes， 我至少对了一个然后我放学跟我妈，我今天听写对了一个，然后我爸妈呢从小就是那种他们是非常优秀的人，就是在那个地方所谓的别人家的小孩，然后他们看到我自己的孩子怎么是这个样子，然后就心里不平衡，然后就严加管教。后来也是大概是小升初那个时候，就是考初中，我们学校当时沙坪坝区那边每个学校有几个名额，你个学生考得比较好的话，你就可以直接上当地的最好的那几个中学。当时我们一起玩的几个小朋友，那几个要不就是反正那几个重点中学都基本上要不是保送上了，要不就是自己考上了，只有我一个人还是掉在外边。然后我爸妈就特别紧张，然后就有一次我去那个书店看书的时候，我就碰到了其中一个，他就是当时考上了一个教育部直属的中学，就非常好的学校，但是他这个人说话就有点口吃，他就去找那个阿姨的时候，他就是也不叫口吃吧，就是像小婴儿说话那种，拖很长的音儿，然后我就在笑，然后我妈说你笑什么笑？人家有什么好笑的？他说人家可是考上重点中学，你呢？然后当时就突然意识到，不行，不能这样。然后后来还是去了一个不错的中学，然后班上的同学呢都非常的努力，而且现在可以说他们就是未来的精英吧，这样。然后我在那个班上呢，最开始也是这样，心态特别好，就是那种半杯水就很开心的那种人。后来那班主任就说，你这心态是可以，但是你得好好学。而且我那个时候大概12、13岁的时候，也彻底的意识到了，就是自己可能是那个 transgender 这种身份，然后而且自己 更喜欢男性，所以说我就觉得可能这辈子就得单身孤独终老了吧。
为什么你会有那种想法呢？为什么你会觉得就孤独终老？
因为总觉得，因为当时上初中的时候，其实身边的那种gay couple 啊，还有什么 lesbian couple 我都见得非常非常的少，甚至我当时上初中的时候没有见过一个 gay 或者 lesbian， 我就觉得也没有见过任何一个那个 transgender， 我就觉得可能也碰不到了吧，很难碰到吧，这种人肯定很少吧，就那样想。然后我就决定把我的所有精力放在我的事业上面。刚好我大概7、8岁的时候就很痴迷那个动画片，就日本那种动漫嘛。然后我就从那个时候就是开始画画，画到上初中，也一直就是后来是找了老师在跟着学。我就决定就是走这条路，一条路走到黑。然后那时候就开始好好学习啊什么的，后来也是就是取得很大很大的进步，觉得自己真的是一匹黑马。但是后来到了大概是高2的时候，我发现，自己虽然是收获了一个，在成绩方面呢或者事业方面就是收获了一个很大的进步，但是我把自己原来那种心态给丢掉了，然后后来我就是抑郁了。
就抑郁。对，我觉得你讲丢掉了，我突然意识到好像有一点，因为你跟我就是你上次不是跟我说，同样的什么有个什么业余的画画的，然后但是他就什么他不会去害怕，他不会去多想，他不会去 overthinking， 所以他就会做一些事情，就好像我跟你讲的那个理论，就是如果你有一个很好的 idea， 但是你永远不去执行 ，vs 你有一个一般般的 idea， 但是你拼了命的去执行，你就使出你全身的劲数去执行它，然后这两个结果就是很显而易见的，就是你觉得哪个结果会更好呢？那肯定是那个对啊，那肯定是一般般的 idea 的人，但是他去做了，跟你有一个 super good idea， 但是你从来就没有去做，那就
浪费了那个。
但是我更多的是当时去北京，然后那边的学生真的竞争力很强，就是能力很好，画的也很好，然后考试的成绩也非常的好。长期在那种环境里面，也会发现，就算你以前就在你那个小地盘算个不错的，但是过去了也就泯然众人了。所以再加上我当时也算是一个瓶颈期嘛，最后没有去到自己想去的学校，我就来了现在这个学校，对，然后整个大学4年感觉也都没有在干正事儿，就是中途还去申请过一次那个 Ryland College 的 animation，但是也没有申请上。后来呢，我就有一种想转行的感觉，就是我去尝试过一些东西，比如说programming，我还跟别人一起翻译过那个The Economist 那个杂志，然后还干过什么还做自媒体吧，这也算。
但是你确实转了，你现在学的是就也不是 animation 了，你现在学的不是什么国际关系吗？
哦，对，那个我打算考研就考这个专业，因为就像这种专业的话，之后就进研究所、进高校那样。不过看吧，可能再沉淀2年，可能要不就又想回到我现在这专业啊之类的。毕竟我在这上面花了很多年的时间。我现在也处于一个迷茫期吧。虽然我在准备考试，但是其实我对我自己到底要不要干那种事情是，不是非常的确定。 因为这个专业本来就是收入很低，就是说实话，跟我原来学的那个动画是，像我同学他们去就业的话，那个工资就是感觉是赶不上的，这待遇问题。
Can I tell you a story? How old are you? 22?
22.
22. 22. That's such an interesting age. I want to tell you a story about when I was 22. I was feeling lost as fuck. Yeah, I felt lost. Because for starters, I went to college I went to business school and I majored in finance, which is something I had absolutely no interest in, but I was able to manage to graduate because I'm highly disciplined. I'm a highly disciplined person, right? Because imagine send your 17-year-old kid to somewhere like to 10,000 miles away with just enough money to survive, but nothing else. No advice, emotional support, no checking in, nothing. And you know how easy it is for someone like me to go down to the wrong pathway. It's really easy. And I've seen many of my friends, well, not really friends, I've seen people around me went down that pathway. And either 就是有人沉迷游戏，有人沉迷赌博，有人就沾染上各种各样不良嗜好，就是这样。因为很多小孩，你那么小，你把他送出来，他根本毫无世界观，毫无是非观，然后你又不在他旁边去教他怎么做，然后他跟谁玩呢？他如果跟一个错误的人混在一起，那他就完蛋了。所以I was always afraid to go down the wrong pathway because I don't want to end up in jail or something like that. So I was highly disciplined. I was studying something I was not interested in, but I was able to manage, to do that. And I graduated, and I don't know what to do. My classmates, they either went back home right away or found a job in, I don't know, like they found a job. Some of them found a job in banks, investment firms, like financial sectors. I was like, I'm not really good at it because 因为我就是一个中等生啊，因为我就是在学一个我毫无兴趣的事情，所以你让一个人 if you force someone to learn something they're not interested in, at best, that I think I did my best. But and then when you finally graduate, you start to think about, oh shit, I'm not a student anymore. What should I do now? Oh, my parents are not gonna support me financially anymore. So I should probably find a job. Oh right, go find a job. But what kind of job should I find? I don't know. They all got a job at banks, but I hate working at banks. It's so depressing. It's really depressing. It's like, those commission jobs. So how much you make it depends on how many sales you make, and it's a lot of pressure because you have to say you have a quota every day, and if you don't sell that much, and then you're gonna lose your job, like eventually. So I don't want that much stress at that time, and so okay, I don't want to work in banks. What else? And I'm not qualified enough because I have zero experience. I have zero real life experience. So I started working at a restaurant. But then the restaurant job was only good enough to pay for bills and rent and all the basic stuff. And then I was.
你不会觉得就是你从一个大学出来，然后去餐厅里面工作，那餐厅里面是什么？就像你 你是大堂经理那样吗？还是
No, it's a fast food restaurant.
哦，哦，那就不会有落差吗？
就当然有落差，了，就觉得为什么我大学毕业我要做这个，可是我能做别的什么呢？我又就毫无目的加毫无方向加毫无能力，所以说真的，你除了读了几年书 ，you don't have any real skills. You have no real value to contribute to the society. And basically, I was working this job, which anybody can do. Anyone could, a high school dropout can do this job. But of course, 心理落差肯定是有的，再加上觉得说，可是我要生活。Anyway, 22, I was lost and I was desperate to find a way to escape that life because it's so boring, it's killing me. So I applied for graduate school in Thailand and I thought that's my getaway. And turns out that was a big mistake because I dropped out after 3 months. It was a joke. Did I tell you about my graduate school experience?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
You told me about that last week.
Yeah, that was a joke. And then so I came back here. And I kept working at a restaurant. Anyway, that was me. That was me before all this happened. That was before 2017. I think 2017 is 你叫什么？就是一个转捩点。2017 was a turning point because randomly just one day I found out about this whole transgender thing. And then I went home and I started researching. I was like, wow, I never knew this existed. You know, and then everything happened after that.
我说你是，一发现自己是那个 trans 之后，然后就在那个哔哩哔哩上面做的视频吗？开始？
没有，
视频吗？开始？
没有。I think I discovered that in summer 2017, and then I came home. I was still kind of, okay, what is this? You know, I've never heard about it. So I started Googling. The first thing I was like, okay, I Googled FTM. So, oh, female to male. Transgender. Oh, okay. And then I heard about this term, non-binary. Oh, non-binary. Oh, binary. What is it? Spectrum. Okay. Sexuality is not the same as sex identity. Okay, cool. So I've just binge watching videos on YouTube. I practically watched every single FTM related video, I swear. And then I got myself on the waiting list and I went to see the doctor, blah blah blah. I got my testosterone and I started taking testosterone, and I was also on the waiting list for top surgery. And that was 2018. I started taking testosterone in 2018. I think it was 2018 January I started. And yeah, I didn't start making videos until like I would say like 2018年下半年吧，好像是。So yeah, we've talked about who we are, how we met, where are we in terms of life. And next question is, which direction do we want to go in the next page of life? Which direction do I want to go? Well, I hope this thing works. I hope this podcast thing worked because I really like when you told me that your goal is to be a billionaire. No, don't laugh, because if you're serious about it.
Yeah, first I was joking, but I'm not now seriously about this.
I am serious about it. Like, long time ago, I thought about it. Like, since, because I told you, starting from, I think it was like September last year, I started reading books. I started like, well, I didn't read. I listened. I listened audio books because I think I prefer there's different forms of learning, and some people are visual learner, some people are better reading, and some people are better listening, and I think I prefer listening. So I learn this way faster. I put on 2 times speed and I can still understand it. So I've been reading books, and since last year September, I try to read a book a week. Sometimes I read 2-3 books a week if it's not too long, and I listen it like on 2 times speed, and that really changed me. Like, I really like when you told me, okay, you want to be a billionaire, and I was like, wait a minute, I also want to be a billionaire, and I'm not joking. Like, I'm dead serious about it. And because the books that I read, the self-development kind types of books, self-help, and all the self-made multi-millionaire, how they made it, and you realize, oh, it's actually, you can do it. Like, imagination creates reality. The only difference is, are you gonna do something about it, or you're only gonna think about it, right? That's the only difference. So I'm pretty serious about this thing, and I think we are in a golden era of content creating, and we have this platform that we just created for ourselves. There's no gatekeeper, and we can talk about whatever we want in any type of form, and we are able to share with just people from, once you put it out there, you don't know who's gonna watch it. And so that's kind of the direction that I want to go in the next stage of my life. Of course, I'm gonna keep working, but I am also thinking about cutting back the amount of work that I'm doing, because it is a physical demanding job, and if I come home every day exhausted, I'm not gonna be able to like physically focus and be creative and thinking about creating content. And that's kind of my new strategy. I'm gonna cut back my daily work so that I have more time to concentrate on this thing. It is a business, to concentrate on my side hustle, which is this podcasting we're doing, which is very exciting. I get more excited about this than going to work, even though I don't hate it. I don't hate my work. I actually enjoy my work, because like, there is something about physical work. There's brain work and there's physical work. You could be sitting in front of a computer and work for 12 hours and feel tired, but then like, my job it's like heavy lifting and constantly, all the time. And there's something about physical work. It actually helps. It's healthy for you.
I think if we're gonna make money in a smart way, we're gonna do something, not like lifting heavy stuff, or like what I do, stuck in the office doing some 3D modeling and get paid for that. And it's just like the workers in the industry in Chongqing a decade ago. It's just not a smart way to make enough money we want.
Especially nowadays. I was thinking about this the other day too. Like, because remember I told you I want the ultimate freedom, which means I want to be my own boss of my own life. I don't want to be told when to show up to do what, right? Because I'm losing control, and I hate losing control, because who likes losing control, right? But I want to escape the rat race, the 9 to 5, which sounds super corny because that's like many people want, but why are we still stuck here? Well, I didn't take actions, but now we're doing this, so we're taking actions, which is good. And that the thing that you were just talking about kind of reminds me of a story that I read from a book. It's I think Highly Effective Habits of Millionaires, written by Dean Graziosi, I think that's his name. And he gave this example where when he was younger, when he was still hustling and bustling, he worked as a car mechanic, and because he's really smart and like he's very mechanically inclined, so he knows how to fix cars, and he would like work extra overtime to like buy some old junk cars and fix them and then resell them to make a profit, which is smart. But how many cars can you work with in a day? Like there's a limit. Remember the example I told you, like if you're a nurse, how many people can you simultaneously be nursing at a time? There's a limit. But if you write a book, like for example, if you write J.K. Rowling, if you write a book and you make it popular, how many books can you sell simultaneously when you're, I don't know, when you're eating, when you're sleeping, when you're in this end of the world, and your book could be selling across the globe on the other end of the world. It's all about scalability. Is it the thing that you're doing scalable? You know, that's to me that's working smart. So okay, so this guy was saying he was working with old cars and fix them and resell them, basically like flipping cars. But then he has made enough money, and to a point that he has started his own business, and so but his dad is also, I think his dad is also a mechanic, like, you know, the typical working class, and you know, who prefers to work with their own hands and don't wanna, you know, external help, and just
蓝领吗那种？
yeah， 就那种，然后就喜欢靠自己，不喜欢找别人，然后就觉得我靠自己我光荣，这样我是劳动人民我光荣这样，然后他有一天但是他自己已经开始有他自己的 business， 所以他就变得更忙了，就没有时间去就是自己 physically go into the shop and fix cars. And also he bought this new house, and after flipping cars he started flipping properties, like buying houses and fix them and flip them and sell for a profit. And so one day he would, like every Sunday he would hire someone to come to the house and do a cleaning, right? Just do the maintenance, like cut the grass, you know, whatever. And one day his dad came by and saw someone was working in a house, and be like, and asked him, like confronted him and be like, why are you hiring people to do cleaning when you can do it yourself? I don't understand. 然后他就说，为什么你不 understand? It's so easy to understand. I can free myself by paying a small amount of fee for someone else to do the physical labor for me, so that I have time to do something. I can produce more because I have the ability to produce something more valuable. Like, same amount of time, I pay $50 for someone to clean my house, and I use that time to work on my business, where I can make $5,000. Why would I do the cleaning myself? Do you know what I mean?
对，我们之前也是那个，学校就是会有那种小那个 studio， 然后大家会在里面，就跟在外面工作一样，只是说这个小工作室有时候是没钱拿的。然后当时我们班就去了3个，然后我跟另外2个就是，我们就是非常的能够 dealing with this 3D softwares, and we're good at this. But another guy, I don't know, he just have problem learning this stuff, but he's good at talking to people, just introduced a lot of work for us, and 然后他就赚中间那个差价就是他给我们介绍工作，我们自己来做。
就是 我给你推荐的第一本就是那个 MJ DeMarco 那本书，叫Millionaire Fastlane， 然后他的那本书里就讲到嘛，然后他上大学的时候就成绩也不是最好的那个，然后呢，他的同龄人、他的同学就是成绩很好的那些都进了什么那种投行啊，就开始那种朝九晚五的生活，但是就觉得很满足嘛，因为就我有个体面的工作，我每天穿着西装打着领带去一个高级写字楼里面工作，然后我赚很多钱，可是呢，但是本质上来说，你就是一个 slave 啊，你就是一个 slave。然后所以他的大学同学当时就很鄙视他说，因为他都在不务正业的搞一些有的没的，然后他说哈哈，你为什么不去找一个正儿八经的工作呢？然后可是当时他虽然很穷，然后就也没有去正儿八经找工作，但是他就有一个很坚定的信念，就是说总有一天而且这是他跟他的同学说，他说你知道吗？你现在你成绩很好，然后你很聪明，你去那些大公司上班，可是呢，有一天我会雇你来当我的员工，所以不要太得意，不要太着急这样。然后他真的做到了 ，he made it. Now he's a fucking multi-millionaire. He started his own business, and you know.
We're smart. We're smart. We can learn from their approach, and meanwhile we have the ability to do our own things. So I think we're gonna do better than them. I'm not joking, just I know I'm smarter than that guy, but I was not good at communicating with people like him. Now I can learn from him, and I can learn to how to communicate with people, how to use my personal connections. Like I can, yeah, just do way smarter than he does.
I think that's it. What else is in? Oh, expectations of the podcast. Well, my expectations of the podcast is to watch it blow up.
Yeah, mine too, of course. Just viral someday, and we can all be popular and got a lot of fans, make a lot of money. It's all about money.
No, it's not about money, but it comes with it. That's what I told you. Like
Yeah.
my personal channel, my personal platform, I do things because I think what I'm doing can really make a change in someone's life, and making an impact on a stranger life is oddly satisfying, and because there's a deeper meaning to it, right? And I think it gives meaning to my life when, because I was so for so long I was searching for the meaning of life. I was like, what's the meaning of life? I even Googled it. I was like, I feel lost. What can I do? You know? And there's people talking about, oh, you should just be happy where you are, be content, be satisfied with life. But then nobody was talking about giving. And I personally, I found meaning through giving. Because when you're giving, even though you're in a bad state, but being able to help someone gives me the reflection that, oh, I still have the capability to help someone. That means I'm still of some use. I'm not nothing. You know, I can be still something good. And that's like an ego boost to someone who's at the bottom of the bottom. So that gives me meaning. And I think doing this podcast, basically just us talking, and I'm hoping to have some really good conversation with good people, smart people, to talk about things that really matters. And through talking, whoever's watching, I feel like that also can give me satisfaction. And if along the way,
不知道你自己会帮了谁。
yeah, exactly. And along the way, if we can make some money out of it, great,
Yeah.
great. But if not, I think I'm still gonna keep doing it because this is something that keeps me sane. I actually, my therapist told me that he said, Ron, you know, have you realized that by making videos is actually therapeutical to you? Have you realized that? I was like, damn, I never thought about it this way, because I keep making it because I like it. I like getting the feedback. I like getting comments. I like reading people's letters. You know, I enjoy the connection that I created with people, you know. And I never thought about it this way. I never thought that, you know, making videos is actually therapeutical to me, but it is. So I think that's how I keep myself sane in this crazy world right now.
Have you ever got hate comments?
Yeah, not a lot, but you know, like, if you think about it, this is how I don't because there's very few people who just leaves like pure hate comment. Very few. And out of those, because you know, YouTube will automatically block the spams, and then sometimes your own followers will defend for you, and you'll be like, great, I don't even have to say anything. And it's just
I got one this morning.
Really, what did you get?
It's not hate comment. I said in one of my videos, I said I hate being called butch lesbian because they are female, and I'm a guy. I'm not a girl. They are girls. So I hate being called butch lesbian. But somebody just sent me a message calling me that, saying that T 就那个 stand for tomboy. Just call me butch lesbian. I don't know. It's on my microblog and saying something like that. I was like, at first I was like, who the fuck are you? And then I saw his, not his, I saw their, the name, the ID on the page. It says 什么小孩. I was like, oh, whatever you say. Because you're a kid. I'm a grown up. I don't care about what you say. I'm just who I am. I don't care about how much you hate me.
Yeah.
People who take out their time, which is like a precious thing. Like, time is valuable, the most valuable thing in the world. Someone who takes out their time to make a comment on your page and just, I don't know, just wasting life and doing what? Like, you almost feel sorry for them, because who does that? Like, go get a life.
Waste their time. I'm not gonna waste my time with them.
If you respond, then you're falling into that trap. So I just ignore.
I think doing this podcast thing or just making videos on Bilibili, I think I have changed a lot. 2 years ago, I would just reply them and saying shit like 傻逼啊什么，就是那些脏话什么的。但是现在我就小屁孩，whatever you say, I'm just gonna live my life and I live a better life than you， 所以就根本就不 care 了。现在就是现在改变了很多吧，还是就是通过做视频啊什么的。我觉得如果这个再继续做下去的话，也会对自己就是人生什么个性啊，你会越来越看得开啊，或者是还有其他什么的。而且我们会跟一些很
对自己生活很有见解的人交流的话，我们也会学到更多，因为这也算一个平台，就是你去跟人家交流的平台。就平时你自己坐在家里面，或者是你去学校，哪有那么多人可以交流，就是没有机会。
Perfect. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I think we had a great conversation, and it's been an hour. Oh, it's actually been an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Great. Happy to talk to you, Ryland.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, awesome.